Okay, so this happened last fall in the Appalachian foothills, and I swear I haven't hiked alone since. I was about 3 miles deep into a seldom-used trail, enjoying the quiet, just me and the rustling leaves. Then I heard it, a faint whisper, almost my own voice, calling my name from somewhere just off the path. I froze, convinced it was an echo or my imagination, but when I took a hesitant step, it called out again, clearer this time, imitating my exact tone. My heart pounded like a drum against my ribs. The mimicry felt less like a prank and more like something ancient, predatory, learning. I scrambled back, not running wildly, but with an urgent, controlled retreat, constantly glancing over my shoulder, certain I was being followed. The sun began to dip, casting long, grotesque shadows that twisted familiar trees into monstrous shapes, and the woods grew colder, quieter, except for my ragged breathing. I didn't stop until I reached my car, locking myself inside and never looking back. That chilling voice still whispers in my nightmares, a silent reminder of what lurks beyond the well-trodden path. I found something deep in the Redwood National Park that I genuinely wish I hadn't, something that changed how I view nature forever. It was a solo trip, off the main trails, just me, my pack, and the colossal, silent giants that made the world feel small and sacred. Around a bend, tucked away in a small, naturally formed clearing, I stumbled upon it. A crude, makeshift altar fashioned from branches, stones, and dried blood, adorned with grotesque animal bones. A shiver that had nothing to do with the cool air ran through me. There were fresh offerings, a bird's skull, a child's worn doll, and a lock of human hair, neatly placed. The sheer audacity of its presence, hidden so deliberately, filled me with an immediate, suffocating dread. This wasn't some lost hiker's makeshift shelter. I felt a profound sense of wrongness, an ancient, malevolent energy emanating from the crude construction, as if I had intruded upon a sacred, dark ritual. My gut screamed to run, and I obeyed, retreating slowly at first, then breaking into a terrified sprint, crashing through undergrowth, not daring to look back. Even now, years later, the memory of that silent, blood-soaked altar makes my skin crawl, a chilling reminder that some wildernesses hide secrets far darker than any mere animal. There's a reason I never venture into caves or deep rock shelters alone anymore. It's because of what I felt watching me in Zion National Park. I was exploring a less-traveled canyon, drawn by the promise of ancient petroglyphs, and found this incredible, echoing rock overhang that was more like a shallow cave. The air inside was strangely still, cold, almost stagnant, and as soon as I stepped in, an intense, crushing sensation of being observed washed over me, like an unblinking gaze. It wasn't a feeling of being watched by an animal. This was intelligent, focused, and utterly malevolent, pressing down on me from the inky blackness at the cave's deepest point. I tried to rationalize it. Exhaustion, dehydration, and overactive imagination. But the primal fear seizing me was too strong, too visceral to dismiss. Every hair on my body stood on end, my breath hitched in my throat, and I could almost taste the fear, a metallic tang on my tongue as the pressure intensified. I backed out slowly, my heart hammering,
not daring to turn my back on whatever horror lurked in that oppressive dark, until I was outside and could finally take a gasping breath of fresh air. The silence of that canyon, once peaceful, now feels like a gaping maw, and I'm still convinced that something ancient and evil decided to take an interest in me that day, its gaze forever imprinted on my soul.
I found a child's shoe in the middle of nowhere, miles from any trail or road, and it kicked off the most terrifying hour of my life in the Smoky Mountains. It was a deep winter hike, snow dusting the higher elevations, and I was bushwhacking, enjoying the profound solitude, until that small red boot appeared. My heart sank. It was far too small for an adult, clearly well worn, and looked completely out of place in the pristine, silent wilderness, sparking an immediate, chilling alarm. A sickening feeling of dread settled in my stomach, quickly intensifying as I then heard a faint, distorted humming sound, like a child's lullaby, carried on the crisp, cold air from deeper in the woods.
It was barely audible, just at the edge of hearing, but undeniably a melody, childlike and innocent, yet radiating an impossible, ancient malevolence that raised every hair on my arms. I tried to call out, to make sense of it, but my throat was tight with terror, and I just stood there, paralyzed, straining to hear the terrifying song. The humming slowly moved away, deeper into the forest, beckoning me into the impenetrable woods, and I had to fight every instinct to follow that haunting, chilling sound. I turned and ran back the way I came, never once looking behind me, convinced that if I had followed that lullaby, I would have joined whatever poor soul once wore that tiny, abandoned boot.
I still can't explain what I saw standing atop a remote cairn in the Olympic National Forest, but it solidified my belief that some places are simply cursed. I was navigating a rarely used route, miles from any marked trail, seeking out an old, forgotten fire watchtower, when I spotted the abnormally large stone pile. From a distance, it looked like a natural rock formation, but as I got closer, the sheer scale of the cairn, taller than a man, and its deliberate construction became unsettling. That's when I saw it, a figure, gaunt and impossibly tall, seemingly made of shadows and twisted branches, standing perfectly still on the very apex of the cairn, staring directly at me. It wasn't an animal or a person, but something else entirely, an entity whose presence felt ancient and utterly hostile, radiating a palpable cold that seeped into my bones. My breath caught in my throat. The thing didn't move, didn't blink, just held its terrible gaze, and I felt a desperate, primal urge to flee, to simply cease to exist in its sight. I slowly, carefully began to back away, never breaking eye contact with that unholy sentinel until it was out of sight, and then I ran through the woods like a panicked animal. The memory of that silent, dreadful watchman still haunts my waking thoughts, a chilling testament to the unknown horrors that can manifest in the deepest, most untouched parts of our world. What I witnessed high up in the mountains of Colorado one night changed everything I thought I knew about the natural world and what really hides in the dark. I was on an overnight solo trek, hoping to catch the sunrise from a particularly remote peak,
and had set up camp just as the last sliver of daylight vanished. Hours into the profound, oppressive darkness, a strange, low hum started, a vibrational frequency that felt less like sound and more like a pressure in my chest. Then, a pulsating, sickly green light appeared over the distant, jagged ridgeline, expanding and contracting with an unnatural, silent rhythm, casting grotesque shadows across the peaks. The hum intensified, vibrating through the very ground beneath me, and a profound, animalistic terror gripped my entire being. This was no aircraft, no natural phenomenon. It was something utterly alien, colossal, and malevolent, slowly descending towards my isolated position, its unholy light illuminating the terrifying vastness of the mountain. I scrambled, abandoning everything, tumbling down the rocky slope in a desperate, blind escape, the pulsing green glow and the relentless hum chasing my every panicked step. I reached my car hours later, gasping for breath, but the memory of that silent, pulsating horror and its suffocating hum remains, a chilling reminder that some darkness is truly beyond human comprehension.